Welcome to DrAierDavis, my YouTube channel where we make dentistry relatable, self-care a norm, and mindset a priority. How y'all like that? Y'all like my opening? And I'll be able to say it real quick soon, hopefully. I made that my intro because in this year of me creating content and divvying into different spaces like TikTok and Instagram, and now trying to be more committed to YouTube, I realized, like, what do I want to do? So many people, of course, tell you to niche down, only focus on dentistry, but dentistry is not me. I'm not defined by my profession. I'm just Aries. I strive to make dentistry relatable. I want patients and pre-dental students and whomever to come across my content, and when they see a dental related topic, it makes sense to them. On top of the fact that I am a Black woman, first generation college student who became a dentist, and my profession is extremely not diverse as many professions are. I want any other Black girl who's a pre-dental student or Black person to come across my content, see my journey, see that I'm not this super perfect straight A student, but I was a regular student, average at best, but I did get in dental school. Don't get it confused. You know, all that I went through to get to this place made me who I am today. So if they come across my content, see that I'm a dentist and I can do it, I want them to know they can do it too. Okay, now self-care, A-I-E-R, like air. Self-care is important to me because I don't know about you, but I spend most of my days criticizing myself, being hard on myself, mentally, not necessarily physically, because I get my rest. And I feel like as women, and especially as Black women, we don't have a lot of people in our corner encouraging us to go beyond the self-doubt, the lack of confidence, the lack of funds, whatever. So for me, self-care needs to be a norm, and self-care doesn't always mean something super expensive, even though I don't mind. Okay, of course, routine things like getting your nails done, traveling, spa days, Starbucks, all the things that I know and love. I felt like adding that to my platform would also allow me to be me. Lastly, making mindset a priority. I can't tell you the number of times I told myself I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be a dentist. Hell, I wouldn't be a wife. I wouldn't be a lot of things that I am today. And still today, even as I go through residency, I struggle with my mindset. I have moments where I'm doubting myself, I'm doubting my intellect, I'm doubting my ability. I realized in this year that I've had to not only push myself to an uncomfortable space in creating content and really putting myself out there, but also seeing myself as a businesswoman, as an entrepreneur, trying different business ventures and things like that with my husband, that mindset is essential. If you have the mindset, it's the foundation to everything else you need. We're gonna make mindset a priority. Sometimes I'm gonna come on here and talk about just like being goal oriented, not only to minister to you, but to minister to me, because I've been needing to minister to myself daily. With all that said, that is why my what is it called? My intro is what it is. We're gonna make dentistry relatable, self-care a norm, and mindset a priority. Oh, I'm loving it. So in honor of Vlogmas, I'm going to try to post a video weekly. I know you're supposed to post it every day, but get real, I don't have time to do that. I'm gonna post on my shorts every day, but the video every day, not yet. Maybe one day, maybe next year. We're claiming Vlogmas 2023. Anywho, today we're gonna talk about some dental content. Alright, brush your teeth twice a day, every day, what you should be doing. Okay, but I'm going to talk to you guys about how to become a periodontist. Now, first of all, I know if you're watching, you may be saying, what the hell is a periodontist? So let's break it down in general. Dentistry has several dental specialties, and a specialty is just like a specific topic of your field that you're focused on. For example, in medicine, specialties are OBGYN, dermatology, emergency medicine, things like that. So of course, another specialty you may be familiar with in dentistry is orthodontist, because you got braces or you had Invisalign, or an oral surgeon because you need your wisdom teeth out. There are also endodontists, which are dentists that specialize in root canals, prosthodontists, which are dentists that specialize in pretty much full mouth rehabs, crowns, things like that. But more importantly, a periodontist focuses on specializing in management of periodontal disease, and implant placement, and microsurgery within the mouth. So that could be something like a gum graft, which we call a free gingival graft, or a connective tissue graft, to help deal with recession, It's a lot of different surgeries that I'm sure I'll get in my span of time on YouTube, but that's essentially what periodontists deal with. How to get there, why would you be referred to a periodontist, and what does our day-to-day look like? We'll talk about those 3 things. How to get there. First of all, any dental specialist, in order to become a specialist, has to be a general dentist first, meaning that you have to go to dental school. So for me, what my particular journey looked like, I went to undergrad at the University of Central Florida. Go Knights. Hopefully we win a game tonight. You never know with UCF. So there's an option too. And then you enter your specialty after obtaining your dental degree. Now you don't have to go straight into a specialty program. You can go work for a couple of years. For me, I worked for a year because I did not match directly into my program following graduation. But you can apply, get in, and our specialty is a 3-year residency. Oh, I know y'all are like, what's wrong with this girl? Why is she going to school for 1,000,001 years? But to be honest, I always knew that I would specialize in dentistry. I thought I wanted to be an oral surgeon till I actually did an externship and realized that the scope was a lot more vast than I would like. I kind of want more of a work-life balance, which a lot of oral surgeons do have work-life balances. Maybe not in residency, but in real life. It didn't spark an interest in me. I did an externship, did not enjoy it. Was ready to go after day 1. Phenomenal program, great program, produced great oral surgeons. It just wasn't for me, and I was content in that. And then I did an externship in periodontics, and I loved it. I was like, okay, this is my speed. This is what I can get with, and that's what I'm doing. I mentioned the match process. So for I'd say most dental specialties, you have to apply to match, similar to medical specialties where you have to rank programs based on where you like to go, and they rank you, and the algorithm places you where you're supposed to be. I applied during my last year in dental school, and I did not match, and I was devastated, which brings me back to mindset. In dental school, I wasn't a gunner, which is like a dental student who like wants to be perfect, top of the class, get all A's and everything. I wasn't that, but I was pretty on top of my stuff. Like, you know, there was kind of like silent competition, I feel like, amongst our classmates, at least the ones that cared. But as time went on and then COVID happened, just life, it's like, okay, it's really not that deep. So it didn't matter at the end of the day, but that's neither here nor there. Worked really hard in dental school, super duper involved. Applied thinking, oh yeah, I should match. You know, a little piece of me was like, maybe not, but for the most part, I felt like I was a really good applicant. I just think it was the plan for God. Like, it was God's plan for my life. Where I thought I should be wasn't necessarily where I needed to go at that time. And I realized that in that year of me working and realizing that, you know, I had been in this bubble of dental school for 4 years, so that's all that was important to me. You know, doing good in school, being a leader there, like I literally boxed out everything else, that I don't just care about dentistry. I don't just want to drive to work and come home, be in people's mouth and come home. I want to do more. I realized that literally after my first week of working, I was like excited to call my mom one day when I'm like, oh, I'm driving to work. Wow, I can't believe I really made it, after I told myself 1,000,000 times I want to be a dentist. And then I was like, that's it. Like, the money, excellent, phenomenal. Not a super high stress job. Engaging with patients for the most part, because some of them aggravating as hell, but that's neither here nor there. Great too, but it just wasn't enough for me, and I knew I needed more. Year of working, and not only my life changing drastically to where I became a wife and a mom, it just changed my outlook. It changed my perspective, and it made me realize, like, dentistry is my profession. I'm passionate about it, but it is not all of me. It is not all that I want to be. I want to be known outside of dentistry. I want to be known within it, and I think I did a good job networking and connecting with people to be known within it, but I also want to be known outside of it and do other things. And I want to encourage people, specifically women like me, people coming from my same background, not having a parent that's a doctor, not, you know, I have excellent parents, and I'm here today because of them. But I just wanted people to see in me that they too can achieve great things, which pushed me into content creating. And I'll get into that another day, because I can't even tell you how to become a content creator, honey. I need somebody to tell me. I can't tell you how to become a periodontist. So let's bring it on back. You go through the match process, you interview, rank your programs, I matched into the Dental College of Georgia, which is my #1 choice, and I was so excited about that. I've been a resident ever since July 1 of 2022. I'll be done in 2025. Yeah, I said 2025. Lord. But it'll be worth it. So we talked matching, we talked the amount of time that it takes to become a periodontist. Let's talk about a few steps, and I will leave some links below if anybody comes across this video and wants to know like where should I look to see like what do I necessarily need to apply. Now as it relates to dental school, I obviously applied a long time ago. However, my biggest suggestion is for you to go to the ADEA website, and they usually every year post the statistics of the applicants that apply to dental school for all of the dental schools. Literally, it's a whole Excel spreadsheet. You can download it, see the number of students that applied, their GPA, their DAT score, etc. And the gag is, what I love the most about it too, is you can also see like the racial background and demographics of applicants, and there are some schools that had 100 Black applicants apply and accepted 0, and to me there's no way you could tell me that not one of those applicants were qualified to go to your dental school, and that's a problem. And I personally would encourage Black applicants in particular, if you see that, not to waste your money and let them get money off of you by applying to that program. Unless it's in your area, you've networked, you know, gone to shadow, you've made connections with faculty or deans, etc. Sure, but for the most part, that's ridiculous to me. I'm not saying that you have to accept every single Black applicant that comes your way, but let's be FFR, please. Once you do that, apply to dental school. Yay, you're in dental school. Now, as far as getting into specialty, it is competitive, and I feel like it's getting increasingly competitive. I know the year that I applied and did match was allegedly the most competitive year in periodontology, because it was the largest amount of applicants based on like the smaller amount of seats. So it's super duper competitive, and it was COVID too. A lot of specialty programs do like experience, so they do enjoy, you know, applicants who work for a year or two versus coming straight out of dental school, which is not true for every program. In my program with my cohort, basically half of us had worked and the other half came straight from dental school. The class that they just accepted, all of them have come in directly from dental school. It's really, to me, about the time that you're meant to be there. Of course, when you're in dental school, do your absolute best. Everybody that matched in my class wasn't a 4.0 dental student, this, that, and the third, but they're in their residency programs doing great things. So that's not like a dig to say like they aren't qualified. Obviously, we all graduated, completed our requirements, passed our licensing and board exams. That makes us very qualified. So I say that just to say, don't bog yourself down. Don't get caught up on being the absolute best, because I know for me in undergrad I wasn't, but I made it into dental school, killed dental school, and I didn't match the first time I applied, and that's okay. I didn't think it was okay, but it happened. Okay, I thought I was the worst person on earth, but we will talk about that another time. Okay, so then you apply from dental school, go to residency. Grades don't necessarily matter in residency. It's really about competency and your experience and your exposure. For example, in periodontics, how many implants will you place while you're there? How many soft tissue surgeries will you have? How many sinus lifts will you do? Things like that. For me, I guess I could say a wish, so hopefully I can come back and watch this. But my goal is I really want to be cold at treating traditional perio. And I know you're like, why do you want to be in smelly mouths all day? And trust me, they are smelly. I would say maybe every, if I've seen 10 really good perio patients in my first semester, and I didn't start seeing patients till August. It's December now, top of December, and I've seen 10 of them, right? I would say maybe every 5 patients I'm like, woo, I gotta catch my breath for a second. Of course I don't do that, but through my mask, if they could see through it, they would be like, but they know, and some people can't help it, and that's the thing about periodontal disease, is that First of all, like many diseases, it affects African American patients a lot more aggressively and specifically, and that's something that I'm looking into during my time in residency, that I want to be very well versed in. And then also Hispanic patients are at a huge disadvantage for periodontal disease. You know, I have a patient who's Hispanic, great oral hygiene, meaning he brushes twice a day, uses a water pick, flosses, but has periodontal disease that has to be managed. A lot of times it's just a predisposition to the disease. It's just a very complex oral manifestation, and it interests me. I don't know, I may be weird, but it's interesting. So I really want to be cold in treating that. I guess this is a good bridge into like what does the day-to-day look like. So my mentor is a periodontist. I love her down. She only works, I want to say, half days on Monday, no Fridays. And then she works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think at one point she was only working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but hey, I'll get there one day. There's a lot of consultations, gets lots of referrals, which is something I love about being a specialist. You can't just walk up in here. Like, you can't just say, hey, I want a deep cleaning. No, baby, you have to be referred here. Love that. Love that, okay? That also means you have to build a network and a good relationship with referral docs. You have to do a good job treating patients so that they want to refer to you. It can look like implant placement from 1 to 6 to 10 to however many that you plan out. Just a lot of different surgeries. We work very closely with hygienists. I believe my mentor has, I think, 1 or 2 in her office, so excited about that. And yeah, that's what I do. And a lot, how can I miss this, of patient oral hygiene education. So really just asking them, first of all, what does your oral hygiene routine look like? Of course, a lot of times, and this is just a little to you patients that like to lie and be like, I brush twice a day and floss. No, you don't. And I can tell, okay? No judgment here. I'm gonna ask, I'm not gonna assume. And when you tell me, we'll talk about, you know, techniques that I would like you to use, areas I would like you to pay attention to. Why don't you try this toothpaste? It has this and that, and this water flosser, it does this and that, you know? That kind of thing. So, love that. Love the fact that I can build a relationship with patients. I don't have to just see them, say bye, and whatever. I can maintain them. I can educate them. I can treat their disease. I can do lots of things in my specialties. That is how to become a periodontist, what we do a little bit, some requirements, and yeah. If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave them in the comments below. I'll put in the description box a link to the ADEA website, which stands for the American Dental Education Association. That's where people apply not only for dental school but also for residency. I'll also leave a link to the AAP, which is the American Academy of Periodontology. They have a list of all the periodontics programs, where they are, who the program director is, things like that. I may come back and make another video about applying if anyone's interested in basically what I did to apply. If you guys have any other questions, comments, or concerns, please comment them below. Remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me across all platforms. It's at DrAierDavis, except Pinterest. I had to spell out doctor because I locked myself out of it. That's not the point. Pinterest, I'll put that on there too. Until next time, friends, happy Vlogmas. I'll see y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.